So I wanted to talk about the Nordica Enforcer 99. This ski has been updated pretty much for the first time in about a decade. It's had some minor tweaks here and there, but it's always remained the same kind of ski. They haven't made any major changes until this previous season. I ended up picking up a pair of these. I have ridden the Enforcer 100s, the previous two versions of them, and they pretty much were the same. And I loved that ski. It was kind of my go-to ski for an everyday ski. What is the Enforcer 99? This is a directional all-mountain ski, 99 millimeters underfoot, which kind of puts it in that what I consider the ideal like 95 to 105 range, which is great for the western United States when you're talking about an all-mountain kind of daily driver ski. You know, guys like me, people who live out here, I'm always going to usually own something that's narrower and something that's wider. Just kind of have that luxury, but I could really ski this ski every day. Looking at this, something you might call a one ski quiver. So dimensions are 133, 99, 121 with a 18.5 meter radius and the 185 centimeter length that I ski. It does have two sheets of metal for torsional rigidity. We'll get to that in the review about how they've changed that from the past. A couple of the changes they've made since the previous version of these. They do have a new construction, so they got a different layup in the core there. They're also using a different amount of metal in it, where the metal no longer goes fully to the edges here. It's a little bit narrower, which, you know, it's lightening up the ski a little bit, but you still should be getting some good torsional rigidity out of it with that metal in it. So they added some rubber to the construction, which I don't believe was there before. I think it's in the tips and tail. What the rubber does is lightens up the ski. I also believe it has a bit of a damping effect. It does have a difference in the feel of the ski from before that I've definitely noticed. Not sure if I 100% love it, but I think it does help for a lot of people. Another change is that the side cut now does extend a bit past the contact patch. So what that does is increases the effective edge of the ski when you are on edge, which is a bit of a interesting change that I'm not sure I feel in the way that I thought I would, but you do notice it a bit compared when you're going back to back with the previous Enforcer 100 to the new 99. Another item here, they did turn up the tail a bit there, more so than the past. The Enforcer 100 had a pretty flat tail. I actually loved the flat tail because you did get a lot of power out of that thing. Although adding this upturn tail does enhance the easiness of the release. So it's a bit of a change there. I'd say, again, that's one of the things that makes this a more manageable ski for a less advanced skier. Kind of opens up the range for more people to ride it. So in general, from a feel perspective, I'd say that the biggest change between this ski and the previous ski, this one's just generally more manageable, lesser work than in the past. It opens up for a wider range of skiers, I think, between both sizes and weights of skiers and also just ability level. Before, I would say that a lot of the people who were riding Enforcer 100s really should have been on a different ski. It was a really popular ski. A lot of people were on it. It was pushed in a lot of shops because it was a great ski. The reality, though, is that most people I saw on it probably needed to be on an easier ski and ski. It took a lot of work to really get the most out of it, and I was noticing a lot of people skiing in the back seat and not really taking full advantage of that ski, and oftentimes, honestly, getting skied by it. So what I like that Nordica realized that the market has more intermediate and skiers and beginner skiers, to be honest, than advanced skiers, and so they took this as a chance to keep the ski doing what it did before in a lot of ways, and not make previous lovers of it hate it, but they opened it up to more people and made the people who were maybe a little outside of its skill level have a better chance of using it well. It does still carve really well. It has a pretty high speed limit. I will say, though, that not quite as high of a speed limit as the old version. That thing, I would just take 2 turns down a mountain and feel great. And as long as my legs were feeling good, I had no complaints about that ski and how it would hold up. Again, I think that the amount of metal in it before, the lack of that rubber, the little extra weight for damping, that all helped with that feeling of stability at speed. Also, that tail, that flat tail, that if you were really driving that ski, it really supported you really well. So I think you lost a little bit in that version, in this version, compared to the Enforcer 100 that preceded it. It is still a great ski for edging. You can get it on edge really quick. You can make short turns, you can make long turns. It can make pretty solid GS turns. Slalom turns. You really gotta be good at getting edge to edge, but you can make it do it because it's a pretty versatile side cut to this ski. Talking about powder, I have gotten a chance to ski it in like 4 to 6 inches. Actually, it was more like 6 to 7 inches because we had like a sneaky powder day here at Beaver Creek where I got out on the mountain, didn't expect anything to have a lot of snow or them to open anything with a lot of snow, and they opened the whole front side of the mountain and we got a real sneaky powder day. So I was on these, and I'll be honest, I was working. Compared to a wider ski, like my go-to is about 112 millimeter underfoot, 193 centimeter long powder ski. That's what I use when there's a lot of snow, and it just makes things a lot easier. When you're on something like this, look, it's gonna float. It's got some nice tip rocker there. Compared to skis from 20 years ago, it's obviously gonna be a million times better. But when you're used to skiing something that just flies over everything and you can just point it, it does feel like a lot more work. But for that skier who's looking for that one ski quiver and doesn't want to go too wide because they still want to enjoy the average days, which are not going to have all that snow, it's still going to get you through the powder and you're still going to have fun on it. You can pop with it, you can play around with it, and you can ski through powder bumps and all kinds of things like that without any major problems. Just as I said, more work. Finally, I'd say that as a ski for bumps and moguls, it's a fun ski. Like you got that 99 underfoot. It can really kind of pop around. You can get a little playful for it. Yeah, the little lighter weight does help in the bumps for kind of getting side to side on you there and moving through the bumps. So pretty fun there. I'd say actually a little better than previous models in the bumps. So there's an improvement there with your bump skiing in this Enforcer 99 versus the Enforcer 100 before it. So wrapping up here, I'm still a huge fan of the Enforcer series. Nordica really hit it out of the ballpark about 10 years ago when they made the first version of these, and they've kind of been riding that wave ever since. A number of skis have tried to copy them, and they've done a pretty good job getting close or kind of coming near it and veering off and doing their own thing a little bit. And there are some other skis that are kind of in this ballpark. I'd say with this new version, they managed to keep a lot of the things that previous lovers of it enjoyed and add some things that make it a little more manageable. They did increase the fun in bumps, in my opinion, with the lighter weight. Just in general, it's a little less work. As I'm getting older here, hitting 40, it's a little easier to ski. It doesn't really take quite as much effort to get through a day. My previous Enforcer 100s, like I worked pretty hard on those skis, and especially if I was skiing hard and fast on them. I'd say I definitely recommend it. Still a ski for that advanced intermediate up into that expert skier is going to like a lot more. I wouldn't say it's a ski for those people who really want something that's poppy and playful. You're going to look at some other skis for something like that. I mean, something like a Blizzard Rustler 9 or 10 is kind of a little more towards that poppy, playful, light type of ski. And this is going to be more for that ex-racer, people who like to charge hard, people who are looking to take a little fewer turns down the mountain sometimes and just want to really get down there and have a lot of fun at speed, and just really kind of charge the mountain versus explore and pop on the mountain. So those are my thoughts on the 2024 Nordica Enforcer 99. Thanks for watching this on mountain edition of Strong Opinions on Gear. See you next time.